my first one. I don't have names for all of them, but this one is called Perfect World because it like signifies whales in harmony with men, like as a whole. Like all the whales are going the same way.
How did you choose the colors, Cassidy?
I wanted them all to look different. Like you see how my practice prints, I have some that are all like the same color, but I really wanted it to be like every whale is different in its own way, even though it's the same print.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to just look.
I like it on the black background.
Yeah, Alice helped me make this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, show them.
I stretched the canvas
Yeah.
over the thing and stapled it on and painted. You guys can look at this. This is my linoleum. The line is very straight and very narrow. Second piece. I don't really know what this is called. I call it the trash print. That's what we called it in school. So basically, I just call it the trash print. And you just get a hard surface like cardboard, and then you glue just random things that whatever would make a texture. So I used string and like cardboard with jeans. Yeah, and cotton balls. It was inspired by a picture that I saw. It was a painting. It was a painting of a whale, but it was a different whale. A whale being held in a hand, and I just thought of it as like it represents all the whales that have been killed because just thousands and thousands.
Was this something that you carried over from one of your classes that you took here at EHS?
Yeah, during marine bio.
Okay.
We were talking a lot about whaling and the effects, and it turned into me doing an internship, and I was like, what better idea than to group my art into something that I've already learned.
Relevant, right? Yeah.
It's just so much thought put into this one thing. His name is Ernie.
Ernie the whale.
Yeah. This represents the effects of whaling in a nutshell. Basically, if you kill off a species of whale, whatever the whale eats is going to repopulate and like overpopulate to the point where it just starts eating everything under it. So like the ecosystem just gets so mucked up with like just one fish eating everything else under it. That the whale, that fish, is like the king of the ocean. And the 9 white gold lines, they represent the shade that we pull down over, like, because we don't really think of whaling as something, an everyday thought. So it's just like, we're putting up a fence almost just because we don't want to know the horrible things that's happened and what is going on just like out in the ocean. So yeah, that one.
Do you know primarily where, does the killing of the whales happen everywhere or predominantly in one specific ocean or one specific area?
No, it's spotted throughout the world. Japan is like one of the biggest whaling, like, it's like a country that just whales all the time. It's basically, there's a lot of acts against them, like certain restrictions that they can do, but they basically have free reign over the ocean. Whaling is a lot about the eating, the blubber, and the oil that you get from their skin. But Japan is a very big eating industry. This is the red mark. I saw a picture of this woman, and there's a whole bunch of people around her, and they were all painted red. And she was sitting on this white blanket with this one big red circle around her. And it was like the Japan flag, but it represented, she was painted all red. It was represented like the bloodshed that Japan has put on all of these whales. So my thing was like,
The symbol of Japan.
yeah,
right?
it's like Japan, but it's like a plate with utensils.
Yeah.
It has like a knife and fork. So it's like considered
Yeah,
and I wanted to do a shirt because like you walk around
Right.
and people don't really understand what that means, but
Could market that for you.
yeah,
You know,
there's
really.
like one movie that I watched in Marine Bio. It's a movie that just talks basically about the ocean and everything. And I have to get the links to the actual whaling movie that we watched in Marine Bio, but I don't have that yet.
I just want to know what's your next step, Cassidy. I mean, so you did this the trimester, and obviously you did a tremendous job, and you're going to get 100, and I think it's your work definitely represents your passion. So what's the next step?
What I really want to do is I'm going to start raising money. I want to make this into like an original shirt, like printed on a black shirt, have it just that way. But my like inventory of screen printing and all the other art, because I really didn't save a lot of my art that I did when I was younger, because I was like, oh, I'll just do it again. But now I realize now that everything that I've done in this trimester is just, it's like a stepping stone of where I will be in the end.
You learned a lot.
Yeah.
You learned from your tools that you internship, right?
She really
What
helped
art is,
me,
right?
opened up to my art ability.
I think you could totally market that shirt
I
real
do.
easy.
I do
I
too.
love it. I want one right now.
And is there a little piece of possibly working? I know I've heard you talk about working with maybe some of the whaling.
Yeah, what I really wanted to do, because COA has a very big marine biology program, and sometimes they bring whales in, or they'll have a bunch of people go to a whale site where a whale has washed up on the beach, and they almost dissect it and trying to figure out all this. Made a poster or something that they would advertise it with their whole logo and their whole group that they're doing. But I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to email.
Do you want to work anymore with saving the whales? Do you want
I
to?
mean, this has really opened my eyes to what whaling really is. So I probably will have to, well, not have to, but I will grow as a person. I will grow to the point where I'm probably going to, I don't know, where's the words that I'm looking for?
Yeah, well, you can use your art
Yeah.
to help
It will
argument
always
support.
be a part of that people are informed about this, because I feel very strongly about this cause and what's going on. Because I mean, with the world without whales, what is that going to be? Yeah, they're whales, but they were there for a reason. That's why they're
Right,
there.
you know, your
That
favorite
one's definitely
piece. Is
probably
that
going to
gonna
go
go
up on my
somewhere?
wall.
Yeah.
It will go up on a lot of these. A lot of them will go up on my wall, but I'm gonna try to get an organized, maybe a little.
You
not
have a
shack,
nice
but
little
little shed that's
portfolio
like a gallery.
that you've started a portfolio, and a lot of these would be great pieces for presentation pieces,
Right.
even not specific to whaling, but just to your art and what you do. And I think it's just a great start.
Thank
I'm
you
so
much.
proud of you. And she really, and she would come in every day and sit right down and get everything out and just start working. And I was working on something completely different, sort of parallel, but just so focused on everything that you were doing and doing the research behind it.
I felt really
you know.
privileged to do this, because last trimester I was having a very hard time expressing how I felt, because I didn't have any art classes last trimester, and I've never gone without an art class, because it's kind of just a relief thing for me. So being able to do this for a trimester really helped me calm down almost and relax about life. Because this is a stepping stone in my life. Absolutely. Graduating high school.
Consider taking on other interns in the future, Alice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If it was
Doesn't have
successful
to
for
be
you,
a family
it's
member.
successful for me. Yes, and I just think promoting art, it is what I do. I can help others do that and learn to do it successfully, because there is a formula to it, and it's extremely fun, but it's also extremely demanding, and it takes a lot of budgeting to make yourself do what you have to do, and it really turns into work, as I think you realized that some days you don't even feel like it, but you have to go to work and you have to do what you do. And
After a while, I would get on those spells where you're just I don't want to do anything, but then I realized this is what I want to do for my life. If I can't do it now, then I probably won't be able to do it later. And I put it into what she does for a living, and I did a mosaic pot, a pottery pot that just had a whale on it, and it represented Earth. Because if you put a flower in it, it would just be Earth, and the whale is swimming around it almost. But I just tried a little taste of what she had.
Awesome.
Yeah, so-
well done.